Looks like we might get some sun.
Bonjour. May I come in?
Yes, absolutely.
After you, I get the door. The omelette here.
Okay, beautiful.
And you have the French bakery basket. Everything is fine?
Perfect.
Thank
you
you
so much.
Goodbye.
Okay,
Nice
have
to
a
meet
wonderful day. You too.
It's so a fruit salad, orange juice, coffee. I guess they give me some creamer there. Preserves, some croissants and some French bread, some croissant. I think this must be cheese of some sort. An omelet, and an interesting little tomato, and one potato chip. Wow, is it a whole pot of coffee? Very good. Fresh orange juice. Freshly squeezed, very good. This is not usual for me. Not even close. Oh, maybe this is butter. It's fancy. I think it's butter. Can't see how to get into it. Very nice label. Yeah, it's butter, all right. Mm-hmm. One potato chip. See if it's good. Mmm. Very salty. I mean, like, through the roof. This thing is like a transmitter. When you're done, you press this button and then they know to come and pick up all this stuff. Got the tickets. Alright, well, I'm walking in what I think is the right direction, but I'm not exactly sure. But it's really interesting wherever you go anyway, and I'm sure I'll find the art store eventually. that place was like part museum, part art supply store. Definitely the oldest art supply store I've ever been in. And kind of had to dig around to find what I needed, but it was kind of fun. People in there are very friendly. But anyway, the sun is kind of coming out, and I'm thinking this building behind me is really interesting and could make a good painting. And there's a promenade down here. Let me show you. So I'm thinking if I can get down here, I might have a nice view of this building right here. So I had to sit down here for a second and just rest. Actually, if I could paint from this seated position, it'd be great. I ended up doing a lot more walking than I thought I'd do. But I'm having a great time exploring here. It's just everywhere you go, there's something interesting. I mean, look at this. Nice shadows under the bridge, a shadow, shadow shape on the side here. This tree, which is also casting a shadow. Then you got reflections in the water. All right, so first we have mineral spirits, Gamsol, and then of course a little bottle of Liquin and a tube of ultramarine blue. I actually wanted to buy Sennelier paint, but the only small tubes I found in there were acrylic. The other tubes were big, and it seems like what they do in there is sell raw pigments for people who want to mix their own paints as well. So I just went with the Gamblin because I don't need a big tube of paint. Okay, this is the tripod I use for filming, but I'm going to attach this panel holder to it. Okay, so first step is to attach the quick release plate. And I brought a little screwdriver for that purpose. All right, next step was I unfolded my palette and then put on the clip-on palette cups. All right, so there we go. Titanium white, Naples yellow light, burnt sienna. This is the permanent rose, and then ultramarine blue and cerulean blue hue. And I think I'm gonna put the Liquin in the top one and then some mineral spirits in here for cleaning. I didn't bring a brush cleaner because, you know, I figured I could get by without bringing it. It's kind of bulky, and again, I wanted to keep this whole setup really simple and lightweight, so we'll see. Okay, so far so good. One nice thing is that this camera tripod that I'm using now has a ball joint here, so it's easy to adjust this panel at any angle I like. The only problem is now I do not have a tripod to hold my camera, but that's all right. And as usual, I'm using my backpack to keep the tripod steady. All right, here we go. All right, so time for a progress report. Noticing a couple things. Number one, this 8x10 is way too small as usual, just because, you know, architecture, the sort of technical drawing going on here. So that's a challenge. What I'm noticing about the Gamblin Ultramarine is it's really nice. It's like super rich, great color. And what else? Well, let me show you. Okay, so I did what I usually do. I established my shadow patterns in a mixture that's kind of like a purple mixture. This tree, there's dark on one side here, and then the building had some dark here, but it more or less, oh, and then the reflections in the water. That sky, I can already tell, is too dark. The water might be okay. And these shadows under here need to be darker. As you can see, the sunlight is constantly changing. But truth is, I'm having a great time out here. It's like, who even cares? It's really nice down on the promenade here. I mean, there's been a few people that stop by and say hello, but for the most part, it's really peaceful down here. It's kind of neat that right in the middle of all the hustle and bustle, you can come down here and it's really quiet and peaceful. So overall, kind of a cool place to paint for sure. Here's what my palette looks like so far. I've only got a little bit of mineral spirits in here for cleaning the brush, but it seems to be fine. And the colors I'm using seem to be working out okay. All right, so the next step is to come in and reinforce the darks and then try to work up some more accurate colors while maintaining the strong graphic design of the composition. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, so his wife has taken a picture of him painting my painting. Wow, that looks good. How long did it take you? Okay, so this is actually a first for me. But the painting's going pretty well. Hopefully, maybe he'll finish it for me. Hey, hold on, now you guys got to do me a favor. Here, you film me, because I'm making a video, and it's ready, it's going, it's already recording, so you don't have to do anything. Just aim it at me.
For you?
Yeah, I make YouTube videos.
Okay.
So yeah.
Cool. What kind? Yeah. What can I speak?
All right, so the shadow pattern is more or less still there. I kind of like the bridge. I think that works, and the reflections in the water. All right, so that definitely goes down as one of my favorite spots that I've ever painted in. Oh, that's kind of cool. All right, I gotta find some food pretty quick here. So I'm gonna look for Mediterranean food.